Right. So next case presentation is by Dr. Pankaj Jariwala, Senior Interventional Cardiologist from Yashoda Hospitals. The title is really interesting: Mother and Child Catheter-Induced Retrograde Dissection of LMCA during PTC of Calcified Lesion. Shrikant, you left, right? Dr. Pankaj, all yours.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. And I'm very patiently listening to all of you and your comments. And very nice cases by all of you. And I congratulate everyone. Please, can somebody share my slides? Actually, already I have sent to Hassan.
Ehsan, can you show the slides of Dr. Pankaj, please?
Yes, sir. I'm doing it for him, sir. Yeah. Can you see, sir?
Yeah. Visible. You can.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Unmute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is basically a 55-year-old male, and he is actually a foreigner patient from Sudan. And he traveled from Sudan to our hospital for getting his treatment done. He's having very severe class 3 angina, and he's an ex-smoker and diabetic, and he's having very extensive peripheral vascular disease. Can you play those angiograms so that I don't know whether they're playing? And he was having...
So the only thing is that, sir, I have to shuffle between, sir, both the thing because they are not embedded here, sir.
No, actually, that's why I send you the videos also to embed, actually.
Go to slideshow. Just go to slideshow once.
Okay.
Bottom right. Yeah, press. It may play.
No, I think they will not play. I think I have sent him videos separately to embed, actually. But I think he has not done that. Okay, so I will discuss my presentation very briefly. And this patient actually basically had very severe peripheral vascular disease, and initially I gave this case to surgeon, but surgeon refused because of extensive peripheral vascular disease. So the only thing which was remaining was doing angioplasty to this patient. So RCA, right coronary artery, was having diffuse disease, so I chose to do angioplasty to the LAD. LAD was having proximal LAD was having very diffuse calcification, and there was very long segment calcium from the ostium of the LAD till mid LAD. And my plan was initially to do rotablation, and after doing rotablation with 1.5 balloon, 1.5 burr, and at very high speed, and it could cross with lot of difficulty. And after that, I thought I will do a regular post dilatation, what we do after rotablation. And after, despite the balloon dilatation, I was not able to cross with the stents. So that was the problem. So what I did is, for the preparation of the bed, I used OPN balloon, and it was a 3 millimeter balloon. But despite of the use of OPN balloon, also the stents were unable to cross. So I have to use guide liner, and guide liner is different from Guidezilla. Guide liner basically is like OTW like system, which is available from the Terumo company. So I used it first time, and there was no experience of that using guide liner to me. So when I pushed the guide liner, so instead of using a long stent, I thought I will use 2 smaller stents. So through guide liner, it went very easily. But after putting 2 stents, overlapping stent from ostium of the LAD till the mid LAD, I found that there is some retrograde dissection which has been created by the guide liner. So there was no other option. I wired the LCX, and then I have to put the LM to LAD crossover stenting across the dissection. And again, after that LM, there was quite calcified lesion was there. So I have to post dilate using again OPN balloon, and then a pot using 4.5 millimeter balloon, and then I could get a good result of the case. So the purpose of showing this case is, despite of rotablation and despite of using OPN and guide liner, we can have some difficulties in crossing stents in patients of calcification. And whenever you use guide liner, it is very important that it should be very coaxial. Otherwise, it will may land in the plaque, and through the guide liner, when you give a lot of injections, the plaques which are there in the left main, inadvertently they can rupture, and they can produce sometimes a retrograde injection. So the recommendation is, when you advance the guide liner, it is always better to have a smaller balloon of around 2.5, and you can over the balloon you can advance the guide liner, so that you avoid the dissection of the left main particularly. And of course, adequate bed preparation and all those things is very, very important. So that was my case. Sorry that I could not play the videos and I could not show it properly.
Sir, what I'll do is, sir, I'll just take you to that your videos also. So maybe,
Yeah.
sir, you can have points there also. You can share some points from there also.
Kaparthi, you can comment.
We
I have a habit of verbal diarrhea. You can take all the time I am talking.
Actually, I have good experience with the guide extension catheters. As Dr. Pankaj pointed out, very important. So whenever you are manipulating with guide extensions, we should be careful, especially in a diseased vessels when you are advancing. Usually, by and large, coaxial element within healthy proximal vessels, guide extension induced dissections are very, very rare. But in diseased proximal segments, and at the same time in the blocks, when you are extending, you should use this inchworm technique, or balloon assisted guide catheter advancement, that is called BACA. So these you can use to minimize the trauma to the vessel, so that you can glide over the balloon, the guide extension, and you can take to the end or to the calcified lesion, so that you can do your job very effectively.
Yeah, Dr. Kukli, you want to comment anything?
So regarding this point with the guidelines, so I very often use the OPN balloon, and then in order to deliver the guideline, I use a semi-compliant balloon, as just you said, Dr. Kaparthi, to guide over it, because the OPN balloon becomes bulky once you go to 40 atmospheres. So gliding the guide liner over the OPN is sometimes quite difficult. But then I leave the guide liner at the top, take a 2.5 or so semi-compliant balloon, then I inflate it gently and then push it. And usually you should inflate the balloon just after the guide liner. You should not anchor it distally and then just push it down with force, but you should just inflate just at the end, inflate a long balloon, deflate, push, and then it goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pankaj, if I am not mistaken, initially you are stented up to LAD ostium.
Yeah.
Is it right?
Yes.
So LAD ostium, but subsequently you said even LM also calcified. You did open NC for LM also.
Yeah, after stenting of the LMCA to LAD crossover, which was dissected actually it got dissected exactly at the bifurcation, where the LMCA, LAD and LCX ostium, they are coming. So more was the dissection in the LAD. So after stenting from crossover stenting from LM to LAD, there was no dissection in the LCX.
No,
So, but as the lesion was completely calcified, actually initially the lesion was not there in LMCA. So it was only purely the guide liner induced dissection was there. So initially my plan was not to do anything to the LMCA. It was only the ostium lesion was there. So I just did the angioplasty but because of the dissection, I have to extend one more stent. So initially planning was one stent actually. But as the calcified lesion, despite of rotablation, despite of post dilatation, with OPN, despite of the guideliner and all, the stents were not getting crossed. So a lot of balloon dilatation, and it was really very tough calcium. Actually, I have done IVUS also, but those images are also not opening. So it was very tough calcium case where only thing those days this IVL was not available. Otherwise, I would have used straight away the IVL after rotablation. Rotatripsy, what you showed before. Actually, my case was exactly like your first case, what you showed. But only thing in my case, there was some dissection happened after the guideliner. So OPN balloon I used for post dilatation also, and also for pre-dilatation also for the bed preparation. But despite of the bed preparation using OPN balloon, the stents were not crossing. So then I have to use guideliner, which created the dissection.
Okay, we'll move on to the next case.
Okay, next case is by Dr. Srikanth Reddy, cardiologist from Century Hospital. He's going to talk to us on undilatable lesion, high pressure dilatation. Okay, Dr. Srikanth.